Hello everyone. So due to popular demand, we decided to make a video to explain to you how to get your Canadian PR once you have lived and worked in Canada for 1 year or more via your intra-company transfer visa, also called the ICT visa. Now, if you don't know what the intra-company transfer visa is all about, I have made another elaborate video explaining everything from start to finish, which will answer all your questions, and I will leave the link for that video in the description below for you to check out. So without further ado, let's get started. If you are looking for a lot of information, anything related to Canadian immigration or anything about Canada in general, you are in the right place. So please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you get immediately notified when we upload fresh content on a weekly basis. Also, if you like what you see in today's video, please give us that thumbs up, which will motivate us to keep making such awesome content to present to you. We are also answering all questions, especially in this video, so leave your comments below and let us know your questions. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get back to talking about how you can actually get your Canadian PR, okay? So the first way to do it is to get a valid job offer from your employer. Now, when you're approaching the first year anniversary working through your ICT work visa, what the first thing you need to do is to apply for an extension of this visa, because obviously all of you know that the ICT work visa is only valid for 1 year initially. Then you'll have to apply for extensions. Now, once the extension is applied for, you need to get your employer to get you a valid job offer, which clearly states that you will continue to work for that same employer 1 year after you get the PR. Now, so these are the little intricacies of the valid job offer. And depending on your knock code, whether it's 0, A, or B, you get either 50 additional points or 200 additional points, which will help in your express entry application. So the second way for you to apply for your Canadian permanent residence is to go through the Canadian experience class, which is you do get points for working in Canada for 1 year. So if your employer has decided to not give you that valid job offer for any reason, whatever you came here to do, the task has been completed and you're being sent back to your parent organization, you can qualify for Canadian permanent residence strictly because you are getting extra points through the Canadian experience class. Now, this depends on your age, your educational qualifications, and a few other criteria that you will have to qualify for to apply for this particular route. But that's something that you could definitely look into at that point. Another interesting route is looking at spouse's work experience especially in Canada. Now, when you are on an ICT work visa, your spouse, if you decide to bring your spouse along with you, qualifies for an open work permit, which means he or she can work for any employer in Canada. Now, if they do decide to work for any employer in Canada and gain Canadian work experience, that really adds to their points if they decide to be the primary applicant when applying for Canadian permanent residence. So that's something that we can look at as well. So if your spouse has, say, a master's degree and they have the age considerations, now they have got the Canadian work experience. So all of that put together, they could very well qualify for applying for permanent residency through the express entry, the FSW, or the Canadian experience class, of both of which that I explained before in this video. So the last way is looking at humanitarian and compassionate grounds agency. Now, what is agency? If you have a real, genuine need that you have to, continue staying in Canada, you have got children, especially when it comes to children, it's the, children's best interests in mind is what is looked at, as a top priority for this application. So there should be excruciating circumstances through which you apply for an agency. For example, you don't really qualify for any of the other routes and you are, in a position where you can't go back to your home country because of, say, for example, political instability, or your children won't do well back home because they're so used to the Canadian way of life, or whatever that is. I mean, you have to have an extremely genuine case and a very, very serious circumstance because of which you can't uproot your children from Canada and take them back to the home country, or whatever other reasons you have, even if you didn't have any children, whatever other reasons you have for not being able to go back to the home country and you really want to settle here in Canada. So this is not a very simple, straightforward application. So the first priority would be to check if you get the valid job offer or go through the Canadian experience class, or your spouse's experience. So the agency needs to really be the last resort, and only should, you should only go for it if you really and seriously and genuinely qualify. If you thought this video was helpful, please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, and give us a thumbs up. And please don't forget to leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching.